Social media, man. It's your boy Ricky Levi.
Boy, Fortune 5000.
Man, then we got a sad one, man. Really a fucked up one, man. Another story on how the jail system, prison system really failed somebody in a terrible way, man.
Yeah, man. And shout out to his family that's keep pushing on. But Joshua McLemore, man, rest in peace. You feel me? We're gonna pour a drink out for you later. He had mental health conditions, and if you know anybody that's incarcerated with mental health conditions, they're not gonna get the proper procedures that someone needs help with while they're incarcerated. And this is another story, right, of this situation. Well, he was in the hospital for whatever reason, and he's schizophrenic. And like diagnosed schizophrenia, it's not you just think he's crazy and bipolar and all this stuff. No, he really is. Yeah, so what happened was he's in the hospital, has some type of panic, then he starts freaking out, grabs one of the nurses' hair, they call the police immediately. The police take him to the jail, but they never book him in. They don't do a mug shot. They don't do his fingerprints. They don't ask him his medical conditions. They take this man straight to a padded cell.
I'm saying what make that part so important because usually when they do that initial intake, that's when they ask you the questions like your medical problems. Do you have diabetes? Are you injured? Are you hurt? Are you sick? And all these other things. But they literally skipped that part and took this man straight to a padded cell called Pad 7, man, which is a windowless room with just pads in there. He was just by himself, we literally for 20 days straight. This man really have no human contact, no nothing, no medical help, no medical health treatment. It was just him in that room by himself.
And majority of these rooms are for people like, we've seen people say they're finna commit suicide. This the rooms they put you in. You're butt naked in there, right? And it's usually people that's mentally messed up. So what happens? Their food ends up on the floor, drinks on the floor, pee, poop. And the crazy part is that this man actually had a cell, like a little room, a bathroom connected to his cell, but they kept the door locked. So he was like an animal. He was like a dog peeing and pooping in a cage. And it's crazy because they couldn't even like go in there and really interact with him because of how erratic he was acting. But the thing was that out of the 20 days that this man was in here, how many times did they take him out?
Like 3?
3 times to take this man out.
To clean himself.
To clean
the shower.
Just
you know
to clean.
What I'm saying? So he was in there with these schizophrenic episodes, you know what I'm saying? So when they gave this man his food, he was throwing his food away, throwing his bags down, pissing on the floor, you know what I'm saying? I think even doodling on the floor and mixing his food with it because he had a real condition, mental condition, and they wasn't even caring. And so they let this man just do what he did the whole time. So after the 20 days he was there, this man lost right around 45 pounds of body weight, man.
In 20 days.
In 20 days, and they wasn't giving him no help, no mental health help at all. You know what I'm saying?
And the officers that worked there was like, man, we didn't really, even the nurses and stuff, like, yeah, we kind of ignored him screaming out. We ignored it, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, a lot of they're mentally, you know what I'm saying, not well, so when they don't get their way, they usually cry out, yell out a lot, so it's continuous. So it's sad because you don't know who's really needing help because everybody's doing it, right? They're all crying out. But correction experts say like the medical neglect and mistreatment of people with medical illness is such a huge problem in incarceration, right? So in 44 states, a jail or a prison holds more people with mental illness than the largest remaining state psychiatric hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about how crazy that is, right there.
They say you 10 times more, a person with mental health is 10 times more likely to go to jail than to the right help. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro.
And they say, like, majority of people think that people with mental health are more violent, but they're actually more prone to get violated,
Yes.
treated violently, than
Yes.
actually be violent. Like, it's actual study saying this. And I mean, it's sad, man. It's like, what can we as individuals to try to get together and figure out what to do? Because I mean, bruh, this is a personal story. One of my closest friends, bruh, his brother has a mental problem, right? And when he don't take his medication, he ends up, for whatever reason, ends up at the airport and, bruh, no lie, bruh, gets his plane ticket and the police will be calling their grandmama because their grandmama took care of them. And it'll be like, hey, we got your grandson, he's in Indiana. We're in Florida now. So they'll be like, damn, what the heck going on? You feel me? And he'll go in the bank and he does the same thing every time. He ends up somewhere random in the United States, goes in the bank, because he spends all his money on food and stuff. Mm-hmm. Hey, I need more money, be freaking out because the bank is like, hey man, you gotta get out of here. And then they come back so much that they tell the officer in the bank, hey, you gotta check this man, you feel me? And he always ends up wrestling. Bro, one time they got so bad, the reason why I say Indiana, because this the actual state that he shot, I ain't gonna say it's Indiana, that's this article right here.
Indiana, yeah.
But I believe it's in Indiana, if I ain't mistaken. It was this random ass spot, bro. But he ended up wrestling with the officer because the officer was trying to push him out the bank. And he didn't eat for a couple of days, and he don't know how to take care of himself, you know what I'm saying? But he ended up wrestling with the officer. The officer tried to wrestle and pull his gun out, and he tackled him, and the officer shot himself. And they expedited him back. He only did like 6 months because he's literally mentally messed up, you know what I'm saying?
Blame those folks, because like I said, before I even got jammed up on my 10-year bid, I worked in that field with people with mental disabilities, you know what I'm saying? Like with Down syndrome, with schizophrenic, so I knew how they acted, and they acted sporadically if they don't get their meds and the proper treatment. You feel me? Like that's how it go.
And it's sad, man, because it's messed up for real.
And one thing about the prison system that I would tell you right now, drugs got the prison system so fucked up because 9 times out of 10, if you see a dude screaming, throwing shit somewhere, pissing on himself and acting out in the mental way, the correctional officers, including inmates, gonna blame it on him on drugs, doing drugs, he twacking out, he going crazy. So it's a good chance they're not getting the help they need, because they gonna just blame it on, he just high as fuck, he just on some drugs right now type shit, you know what I'm saying? But the medical autopsies did come back that the man died from starvation, and his mentalness was the reason why he wasn't eating and acting the way he was acting, you feel me? And they just never came in to help the man. They let this man lay in this shit, in this piss, and just not eating, and gave this man no help. Out of the whole 20 days, you go in there 3 times.
To clean this man's cell.
You tie this man up.
They bound him, they restrained him, they went in, put him in a headlock, forced him to the ground, put him in restraints, put him in a chair that restraints, they call it a black Cadillac. The more you move it, it tightens on its own. You feel me? Just so they could clean this man's room. The crazy part about it is they said when the lawyers reviewed the cameras, they watched like 4 hours worth of camera time, bruh, that this man wasn't even like restrained, like he wasn't doing nothing. They came in and they just put him in a chokehold, wrestled him to the ground, and restrained this man immediately. So of course this man ain't gonna trust them bringing him food.
And they literally came out and say not one person. They saying that nobody has committed an act or a crime. You know what I'm saying? That constitutes a crime. So they ain't trying to charge nobody for filling this man. You know what I'm saying?
I worked at FSP in the hallways, right? Sweep them up in the hallways. They got a psych wing. B wing was for all psych inmates. They have to log every 15 minutes. They have to log because they got to check on them because they got real psych evaluations. You know what I'm saying? Like something's mentally off with them. They said after this first 7 days while he was in there was no more written logs down. And it's supposed to be every 15 minutes, they're supposed to be checking on these type of people. So for the last 13 days he's in here, these people is just letting him just do whatever. Swimming and rolling on the ground in his own feces and urine, man. That's crazy, bro.
Let's just keep it honest, man. Majority of these prisons out here, man, they are not equipped to deal with people with mental health issues. The staff ain't really educated enough or whatever it might be to deal with these people. So this the same jail Buddy was in. I think they say 4 days before he even got brought in.
It was a female.
A female. What Tinashe Chapel I want to say, or Tanisha Chapel want to say. She just pretty much died for similar reasons. And they said right before she died, she screamed out for medical help, please. These people came into the same jail what in 2019?
1918.
18 and like 20 or 2021?
19, 20, and 21.
And pretty much came and said, listen, y'all, they got flagged or whatever you want to call it, rolled up flag, however you want to say it, for not having the proper psychiatric help needed here at this facility.
Like these people literally got rolled up and fined this jail.
Y'all not equipped to deal with people with mental health, but guess what? Nothing happened.
That's mind blowing, bro.
Nothing happened. They still intaking people and whatever it may be. Nothing happened. So them write-ups didn't even matter. You feel me?
One of the craziest parts is they go in this man's cell. They restrain him. They put him in a chair that restrains him too. They rolled this man into the shower. Cause think about it, he peeing and pooping in the room. They got the bathroom locked. He can't even use a toilet.
That shit was unlocked one time, they say? That was whole 20 days?
Yeah, the whole 20 days it was unlocked. One time. That's crazy.
Couldn't even go to the bathroom. No.
Put him in the shower, ran the water, and took cups of soap and just poured it on this man while he was just underneath the water. And these is police. These ain't even like nurses. Like the police don't get trained to take care of mental health inmates. And it's sad, man, cause it's like now, like.
And let's go back to the beginning because, like, you know, every jail require a mental screening before you go into the jail or wherever you might be going into the cell jail, whatever it may be. They didn't do it.
They gotta ask you medical questions.
They didn't do it.
They have to ask you medical questions. Cause they gotta know if you're allergic to any of the food that they serve. Cause they do feed you peanut butter in this bitch.
They gotta know.
So,
they have to know.
Yeah.
The same people came through, rolled them up for that. Rolled them up for not adequately training y'all staff. Staff don't care nothing about that. Like I say, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna blame it on drugs while you acting the way you acting. You feel me? And it just continue to stay that way. You feel me?
It's sad, bro, and something gotta change because this is someone that has a mental health issue, so it's out of his control. It's not like he was like majority of the convicts like us that said, I'm gonna go willingly commit a crime. No, he in a panic situation, he reacted and it led him to go into jail, and he ended up losing his life. And this is why it's so sad, because his mother passed away 18 months after this. His aunt ended up picking up this case. I believe they won like $7 million on his
on wrongful. How they did him?
It was sad the whole time. But it's sad because his aunt was saying like his sister after he passed away and knew what time it was, like she couldn't just do it no more. She couldn't just function, like it was over, like this was her baby, this was her child, you know what I'm saying?
So, we finna leave the link down below for that full story of what happened to do, what we were trying to raise the awareness or raise the flag, whatever you want to call that as well, for these people with mental health problems and these people in these prisons and these jails, because we know them, we've seen them personally, you know what I'm saying? And they're not getting the proper attention, the proper care, the proper help that they need. And this is just one story out of like 5 that came out that same jail. It was Jackson County Jail in Indiana.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like the lady just died before him for the same reason, because they continue to go through this process. I mean, his family won $7 million, but money can't replace a life.
Nah.
Money can't replace a life, and they're gonna continue to do this. I'm talking, this is gonna be across the whole United States. Cause the prisons we've been to, we seen it. You know what I'm saying? You don't get the proper treatment. They're not getting the proper treatment. The first thing they're gonna say is he's on drugs, he's twacking out, he gooking out, he on that K2 or that Molly, and he just spazzing. But think about that, man. They put this man in the cell for 20 days. 1 time to go to the bathroom, 3 times to go in this man's cell and clean up this room. No human contact in this whole while. He got schizophrenia. Just come on, man. This man suffered the last 20 days of his life, man.
I want to say it's a law in certain states. I'm not for sure if it's 100, all the states that's in America, 100%, but you're not supposed to be in confinement 24/7. You're supposed to. Some states do 30 minutes out a day. Some do to an hour out of date because of the psychological effects it has on you. And it's a whole nother story that we could get into on this. What being confined does to you mentally, from a college professor that did an experiment with college kids that they had to shut it down.
Yeah, we could do another story on, because we both been in confinement. We know how to make it feel. But we gonna laugh right now, but it's some real shit though. It's some real shit. One thing I can take my confinement, once you go to confinement, they hide your ass, man.
I ain't the smartest person, so we need some help, man. If y'all got some good ideas, like realistically, not no crazy stuff, man, but I know y'all gonna say, oh, don't take yourself to jail. Y'all already know we finna get them.
Oh, no, that's all day.
Real comments, man.
But with a mental health person, sometimes they don't got their choice. When that brain go to flipping like that, what you expect?
It's a problem. We're asking for a solution.
That's it, man. She gonna River Levi.
45000.
Yes, sir.